Three main points I remember from that. I have to try to remember it now because I have like short-term memory loss, and that's all I remember now. I'm trying to figure out what else. What's up guys? So Tuesday 11th of April and just smashing down my breakfast this morning. I woke up a little bit late and when I ordered my breakfast the van was already at the hostel. And so today I'm doing the Underground River tour. I'm from Puerto Princessa, so it's one of the main things to do. We're just at a halfway point now. It takes about 2 hours to get to the place. Alright, it is now 10:30 and we've made it to a little town called Sabang, and this is where the mountain is, the St. Paul mountain, which is where the underwater river is. But since it's a very long line to start the tour because there's a lot of people, the tour guide said there's about 1,200 people, 1,200 people today, which is a maximum capacity, so there is a limit that they allow people to do the underwater river tour. There's a shitload of people, and instead of our group waiting 2 hours in the line to start our boat trip, there's some side tours that you could do. One is this one, which is the Mangrove River Cruise. One, you can do the zip lining, and two, the Mangrove River Tours. A whole group in the bus decided to do this one. No one was keen on the zip lining, but you do have to pay a little bit extra. This one is, I think, 350 pesos, so 10 bucks, and the zip line was 550, I think, so a little bit more expensive. But yeah, it's basically just a few extra activities to kill time. Go on a boat, go through the mangroves, got a little tour guide to explain to us about this area, and hopefully by the time we get back you know, across that beach there, we'll be closer to the start of the line. Well, that was a nice quick little boat trip through the mangroves. So a lot of information just in that quick boat trip. Three main points I remember from that. I have to try to remember it now because I have like short-term memory loss, and in an hour's time I'll forget everything. So one, a mangrove is a group of plants that grow in brackish/salt water. Brackish water is a mix of fresh water and salt water. Salt water from the ocean over there coming into this stream, and then fresh water from the mountain up there, the underground river. And number two, so mangroves are very, very important to the ecosystem. One of the things they serve as is like a breeding ground for fish. So the fish come in here from the sea, they lay all their eggs, and all the mangroves, all the branches coming out of the mangroves provide protection for all the little fish from all the predators. And that's all I remember now. I'm trying to figure out what else. And number three, oh, I think she said there was 4 different species of mangroves. There's a male, a female, and two other types or something, and you could tell by the type of branches and how they're sort of intertwined with one another, and the leaves. There you go. 3 main points. Now I won't forget. Do you remember some of the facts that they said on that boat trip?
Our guide didn't really tell us any facts.
Really? Oh, yeah, because like when we passed your boat, like did you hear our lady talking?
Yeah, and
I was like, everyone's quiet.
How was yours though?
Yeah, it was alright. Yeah, because
Did you guys see the snake?
Yeah, that little black one. Yeah. Did you just arrive?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And then we're here for 2 weeks.
Okay, just PALAWAN?
Yeah.
Okay.
No. We just came from Cebu yesterday. Island hopping a little bit.
Oh, nice. But just Cebu though. You didn't go around like the islands in the south and Bohol.
We did like whale shark.
Oh, in Oslo?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Good intro to the Philippines.
Yeah.
Just 12:40 now, just finished having lunch, a buffet lunch, and I feel absolutely stuffed. So much food. I didn't know it was going to be a buffet lunch, so I had quite a bit for breakfast, had a bit of snack, and had 2 packets of nagaraya, which is the crunchy peanut shell things. Absolutely love that stuff. I could have like 4 little packs in one sitting. It's our turn now. Looks like the crowd sort of died out. So now we're going to head into the underwater cave. Yeah. So we have finally arrived, finally at the place where the underwater boat cruise starts, and it's 1:30 now. So from when the van left the hostel at 8:30, we are finally here at 1:30 at the cave entrance. This thing is actually an audio tour, so we've got our little audio packs here with the earphones. They only introduced this recently, I think just last year or something. So they used to have the guide talking to the boat, but they introduced this so it's not too noisy in the cave as to not disturb the wildlife in there and the bats and everything else. And they seem very ecosystem friendly here, taking care of the animals, taking care of the water, no smoking on the whole island. And I think you have to be very quiet as well. No talking while on the boat. There's a sizable lizard digging a mound. That is where we are going next. Entrance to the underground cave. Alright, we're off. We're finally doing this. Got the good old hard hat. Feels like I'm going to work. Alright, we're about to go in. No talking on the cave. Puerto Princessa Underground River. One of the 7 wonders of nature. So, see you guys on the other side. Here it is, the entrance to the cave, all the way through 2 kilometers of it, and we went all the way to the outflow in the cathedral. Well, that was definitely quite an experience in that cave. Totally well worth it. Well worth it for the whole day waiting for that cave. Absolutely incredible inside that cave. And I didn't bring my G7X, should have brought it. It's better in low light, but I couldn't get it because it was too dark with this camera. But there was a room there, it was fucking huge. I think the ceiling was like 60 meters high. So it was fucking massive, like, I can't even describe it, but yeah, you just go into one of the rooms and it was just like vast darkness, and it was just crazy. And I've been in a couple of caves before, but there were some formations in there with the stalagmites, stalactites that I've never seen before as well. Different shapes and sizes. I wouldn't even guess how like water forms those things. Just incredible. But yeah, hopefully I was able to show a bit, you know, of how incredible that cave looked like in the footage that I got with this camera. It's 100 times better like just going in and seeing it for yourself and listening to the audio tour. It's incredible. 3 o'clock now, so whatever boat you came on, I got on boat 60. It's the same boat that you go back on the main port on, and then we'll make our way back to Puerto Princessa. Alright guys, dinner time now. Still treating myself to nice Western food. Good old big pizza. Actually pretty late already, it's like 10 o'clock, so after this I'm just gonna go straight to bed. And so a pizza like this is $2.50 and the drink is like 90 or something, so 8 to 10 bucks a meal on a, you know, normal meal. So definitely not saving dollars there. So tomorrow I make my way up to El Nido. It's about a 5 to 6 hour bus ride from Puerto Princessa. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get up at 4 AM in the morning and get to the bus station around 4:30, and I'm just gonna wing it. I'm just gonna see if there's a bus or a shuttle bus leaving around that time, and I'll just hop on it. So the buses from here to El Nido is 600 pesos. That's about 16 bucks. Yeah, they said if I go there and ask around, I should be able to get it for 500 or something. I hope you enjoyed the underground river tour today. It is one of the main things to do in Puerto Princessa. The other ones I'll do, like Honda Bay and the Firefly watching, I'll do it when I come back here after I go to El Nido and Karud. So yeah, I guess I'll catch you guys nice and early tomorrow.